Cedar Impressions individual shingle products are not designed for roof application. They are designed solely for installation on vertical surfaces. The shingles must be installed over a solid substrate with nail-holding strength such as plywood or OSB, minimum 7/16 inches thick. The surface of the wall must be smooth and even, as the shingles will follow the undulations of the wall. Individual shingles are exterior cladding. They are not a complete weather-resistant barrier. Before applying siding, make certain the substrate is watertight. In order to be protected from precipitation, the substrate may need to be properly flashed around areas such as windows, doors, other openings, and corners, so as to shed water to the exterior. There are 7 different shingle widths that vary from 4 inches to 8 inches. When you open the box, each layer contains 8 shingles, the 7 different widths, plus a second 5.75-inch shingle. Within each color family are 3 shades of shingles: light, medium, and dark. We recommend mixing the shingles in a bin to assure a random appearance on the wall. The widths are listed within the staple zone. Shingles are 12 inches long and the required exposure is 5 inches. Fasten shingles within the fastener target zone using either staples or nails. Use stainless steel staples with 7/16 inch crown, minimum 16 gauge, a minimum of 1 1/2 inches long. If hand nailing through the preformed holes, use stainless steel or hot-dipped galvanized roofing nails a minimum of 1 1/2 inches long, with a minimum head diameter of 5/16 of an inch. Do not use a pneumatic nail gun to install the individual shingles. Shingles can be easily cut with a utility knife or table saw. Using a straight edge, press firmly down with the utility knife to cut through the shingle. Avoid cut scoring and folding the shingle, as this will cause a stress-whitened edge. Instead, continue to cut directly through the shingle. For a precise cut, use a saw equipped with a sharp 40-tooth carbide blade mounted in the standard, not backwards, position. Begin installation by installing all trim and accessories. We recommend using Restoration Millwork cellular PVC trim. If pocketed accessories are desired, a 1-inch minimum pocket height is required. Restoration Millwork lattice can be used in combination with a Restoration Millwork pocketed corners to achieve a 1-inch pocket. Strike a level line around the house to establish a straight reference to guide the positioning of the starter course of siding. The starter course must extend at least 1 inch past the sheathing to allow for proper drainage. The starter row has 2 layers of shingles. Use the full shingle lengths, 12 inches, for the first layer. Position the first shingle a minimum of 1/16 inch from the trim. Fasten each shingle in 2 places. Recommended keyway spacing is a 1/4 inch between shingles with an 1/8 inch minimum. The edges should not touch. The keyway joints allow for expansion and prevent buckling. To ensure your installation has a natural appearance, you must be sure to mix shingle widths randomly on the wall. If you are also using multiple color shades, those too must be mixed in for a random appearance. If you have to cut a partial panel for the end of the wall, avoid shingle width of less than 2 inches. Again, there should be a minimum of 1/16 inch gap between the final shingle and the trim. The starter offset line at the top of the panel will aid in aligning the second starter layer, so it extends 1/2 inch below the first layer. Note, the butt line of the lowest course must allow a minimum spacing of 1 inch from decks, patios, roof lines, and other hard surfaces. The remaining courses install as a single layer with a 5-inch exposure. Align the course hash marks with the top of the shingle you're covering. Courses can be adjusted up or down a 1/4 inch to accommodate trim heights and achieve full courses over doors and windows. Continue to install random width and color shingles as you work your way across the wall. Be careful, however, that keyway spacing is a minimum of 1 1/2 inches from the shingles in the previous course. When installing around a window or other fixture, shingles must maintain a minimum 1/16 inch clearance from trim. Partial shingles with no staple zone remaining will require pre-drilling and hand nailing. In our case, we just had enough staple zone remaining. Shim if necessary, then apply a trim board to conceal the fasteners. When installing shingles above a window or door, headers must be spaced 1/4 inch to 1/2 inch above the flashing to ensure proper drainage. Finishing the top course of siding at the eaves is just like installing under a window. 2 fasteners are required to secure the shingle to the wall. Partial shingles with no staple zone will require pre-drilling and hand nailing. Apply a trim board over the shingles to conceal the fasteners. Installing shingles in gables and at the rake is similar to finishing the top course under a soffit or window. Cut shingles to the appropriate angle, pre-drill, and fasten using at least 2 staples or nails. Apply a trim board over the shingles to conceal the fasteners.